What's up, everybody? What is up? It is your girl EJ, and y'all, I know it is late, but I just want to thank y'all so much for coming out to hang out with me for the last little part of my birthday. And we're going to be talking about all the Queen's men tonight. We're going to be having a birthday celebration. First and foremost, I just want to say thank you to everybody that sent me any type of birthday wishes, whether you sent me a text message or you sent something in the Discord or if you sent something on the community tab. I really, really appreciate it. So thank you guys so much for that. And then, I've created a little intro here just for my birthday, something special for my birthday. And we're also celebrating 5,000 subscribers on the channel. So I definitely want to say thank you guys for that as well. So I'm going to jump into the intro. And then after that, we'll bring on the crew and then we'll go ahead and get into this episode, y'all.
Life is what you make it. I feel like a man's I can't see a way out. I've been stacking face down off canvases I painted. I just spent the rain day on drip I can't afford, but that's the price I pay for the memories I'm making. I've been going places, I've been shaking hands for a chance to really make it. This life is so abrasive, so I almost gave it. All this shit that I'm laying, it's only the foundation. I've been going crazy, just trying to find a way. I was in the basement, trying to turn the page. I was going through the phase. Nobody see my face. I was chasing at the paper.
What's up, y'all? What is up? It's your girl EJ. And what's up, y'all? What is up? It's your girl EJ. And like I'm on repeat. This is gonna be the episode where Sonya finally said something. Is this gonna be the episode where Sonya finally says something? When he was like, "Baby, please," I was like, "Yes, Dwayne, go get your girl." All I'm gonna say is that it is a very interesting situation because I just saw Why Did I Get Married all over again, and I was just like channeling my inner Angela. I'm finna see if I got that one subscriber that I need in order to hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, y'all. Here we go. YouTube. Ah! Babe! I got it! I'm so excited! All right, y'all. So we're going to go ahead and jump into it. Let me go ahead and bring up everybody. So first and foremost, I got my girl Muchella. Go ahead and bring her in. Hey, boo.
What's up?
Hey, I know you tired, girl. I know you tired. I know it's late. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. Going to go ahead and bring up Miss Tika Deshawn. Hey, boo.
Hey, EJ, what's good, girl? Happy birthday. Turned down for what? Okay.
Hey. Thank you, girl. Yeah. Then I'm going to bring in one of my favorite subscribers who have turned into somebody who is a favorite here on the channel, and she visits other people's channels too. So what's up, Candy? Hey, boo.
What's up, Candy Love?
Happy birthday, EJ.
Hey. Happy birthday.
Hey. Hi, Tika. Hi, Moochie.
And y'all already know we got to bring up everybody's favorite diva. Hey, girl. Hey, Nita.
Hey, boo.
Hey,
happy birthday.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And then I got my girl Tamika's Den in the building. Hey, Tamika.
Hey, hello. Happy birthday. And congratulations on the 5,000 subscribers, girl.
Yeah, congratulations.
Okay.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it. And then we got somebody new to the channel today, y'all. This is everybody's good sis that you love to talk TV with. So let's go ahead and bring in Miss Erica Vane to the channel. Hey.
Hey, everybody. Hey, EJ. Thank you so much,
Erica.
I know, right? I love that. Happy birthday, boo, and congratulations for 5,000 subscribers. That's amazing. I'm so excited to be here tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate it, guys. So y'all, we're here to talk about all the Queen's men because it just came back out, and look, we gotta talk about it. It was a lot going on. I mean, a lot. Now, I'm just gonna go ahead and throw this out here because first and foremost, somebody needs to go ahead and tell BT they was doing too much this morning. Because did y'all catch this morning what happened? If anybody looked at the episode this morning, then you already know that you was missing a whole chunk of the episode.
I thought I was losing my mind.
I thought it was just me. That happened to me, and I watched it this afternoon. I was like, wait, what happened? I kept trying to go back to it.
And that was on the streaming platform or on
yes.
itself?
Yes.
I didn't see that.
No,
I didn't see. I didn't see it like that yet.
Yeah,
so episode 1 tried to stop early. Like it stopped 10 minutes early and did the credits, but I just like pressed play and it kept going.
Yeah, it's like I missed the last 5 minutes of the first episode.
Yeah,
I missed both ends.
Yep, on both of them. So if you watched it early this morning, like if you watched it, at the earlier part of the day, it was at 32 minutes total. And then it stopped right where, like, before Trouble does the hit the car thing, before we see Midnight and Amp with the body before they get pulled over. You don't see any of that.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. I was like, what's going on? I thought I pressed something.
Yeah, I thought it was me. I called Tika. I said, Tika, I said, girl, I know it's early, but are you missing a piece of this episode?
Girl, listen, BET Plus, if you're listening, if you need help, like, I'm your girl. I'll work for half price if you need me to, just to get it together, because they are out of control over it. And they leaked another spoiler preview or trailer for Zatima too, so they messing up royally today.
Okay, they on that Stars train. Okay.
Yep.
Nobody on the Stars train. Let me go ahead and say what's up to everybody in the chat. Listen, chat, thank you guys so much for staying up and coming to celebrate my birthday with me. DeMarcus, always a pleasure. Savannah, thank you for showing up. Queenie, thank you. I appreciate you. Let's see. Leontarius. That was a handful coming out of there. Look, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to mess up your name, but y'all know how I do sometimes. Hey, Nairobi, that's my baby girl. Y'all. Hey, sweetie, thank you for coming and staying up. Hey, Michelle, Renee, thank you, Teresa. Appreciate all of you. Inga, hey girl. Hey, thank you for the super chat. Happy birthday. Wishing you so many blessings and happiness. I appreciate you, girl. Thank you so much. All right, y'all. So I know it's late, so let's just jump into the episode. Like from the beginning, we're starting off from the very it literally kind of picks up where it left off, which is where Amp has got himself in a situation, y'all. Amp has got himself in a situation. And I just kind of want to hear y'all thoughts about the entire episode as a whole. Like, were you satisfied after waiting all this time, or were you just kind of in? So we're going to start with Erica, since you're new here. We're going to go ahead and give you the floor and tell me what you thought about the show just in its entirety.
Ciao. I'm honestly, I just finished watching episode 2. I watched episode 1 a little bit earlier, and real quick, I gotta say this before I do everything. I stand with the writers and the actors who are currently striking. Anything that I say on any platform, including my own, is standing in support of them and not the studios. So I want to be clear, so I don't cross the picket lines or whatever digitally. But I was a little bit underwhelmed even after watching episode 2. I feel like the pacing is off, the dialogue is a little wonky in various places. I get what is trying to be done. I just don't necessarily feel like it's executed well. And for both episodes, I don't think that they were terrible, but I just felt like it was so much happening. And I think that for this to be into season 3, they really need to hone in and like clean up and like try to be a little bit more concise with the stories that they're telling and maybe focus on a few versus so many. That's just what it was for me.
No, but you got a point there. I thought it was a lot. I was like, it's when I went back to try to do my voiceover for my review, I said, why do I feel like there was a lot of different stories going on, and where am I really going with this? I really struggled with even trying to get my review together. It was kind of interesting that you say that. I think someone was saying I agree. Was that you, Nita?
Yes, I do agree.
Okay, go ahead.
I thought it could have been stronger. Just like Erica said, we're in season 3 and we left off on so many different cliffhangers, and I felt like it was all over the place, but it didn't, like, for me, like, even when I was talking to my friend about it, and they didn't even see it. They was like, they didn't address that. They didn't do that. They didn't talk about that. What about this? What about that? So it was kind of like all over the place. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I still enjoyed it. But I guess it gave us something to keep looking forward to. So
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm always gonna rock and ride with Madam regardless, but
Yes.
they can make it a little tight. They can get this a little tighter. Tamika, what you think about just the episode, in its totality? Because I know that you stopped watching it for a while and then you've come back into watching it again. So how does that feel, first of all? Because there's a lot that happened.
Yeah, sure was. Yeah, I literally binged the second season, so I could be ready for this, season 3. I kind of agree where I felt like it was a lot happening. It definitely was a lot going down, a lot to take in. It was feeling a little bit rushed in certain places, but I guess we was getting some answers, but to some things. But I'm enjoying it at the same time. I wouldn't say it was bad, but I would definitely say that it was a lot to take in, a lot going on. We was kind of jumping from thing to thing to thing to thing. It was like, all right now.
I gotcha. Yeah, no worries. All right, so I'm gonna shift a little bit, y'all, from that, and we're gonna actually talk about the whole Dime thing. So that was one of the things that we kind of left off on. We didn't know how Dime was gonna react, what she was gonna do, what her next move was gonna be. And were you surprised at all by what she did, or is this exactly what you thought was gonna happen? Tika, you go ahead and start with that one.
Yeah, I absolutely felt that Dime was going to um help Amp, you know what I mean? Addiction, fine self. But yeah, I mean, she loves him. She likes him, loves him. So she's gonna help him regardless of how he feels about her, regardless of how he feels about what she did to him. She still has feelings for him. So without a doubt, I knew in my inner spirit that she was gonna help him. She was gonna help that man. So
Yeah.
you know,
I was feeling the love coming back from her. I felt like she felt worried for him. She made it seem like it was about Madam, but I felt like a little bit like she was more worried about what might actually happen to him. And I was like, what? Wait a minute. Come on now. But I don't know. I'm still on the fence about how Dime handled that situation and how Amp reacted to the situation, because I've been tearing Amp up all last season. I've been going in on him.
And did and will continue to.
Exactly. Exactly. So I don't know. He got a lot to prove to me. He got a lot to do to come back from the shenanigans that he has created here. So that was that. Candy. So I know that this is one of your favorite shows as well. So we know, Dom kind of did what we thought that she would do. And then when Rayshawn and Trouble, they come in, they see the body. What was your reaction to these two clowns? Because I call them Dumb and Dumber, but they did come through though. A little bit. But what was your reaction to them?
Well, Dumb and Dumber was my sentiments exactly. I was like, so there's not a door to that room. They just walk in freely. Nobody's supposed to go in there but the the professionals or whatever they're called. Main attraction. So why, how, and then she was so freely to walk in there like, yeah, ain't nobody in here. Like, oh Lord, hold a minute.
After
I didn't like that.
She does it a lot though.
Yeah. She just walks. She like freely walks through like a little kid, like Dennis the Menace or something. I don't know. She's Trouble. She is her name, and she created something more than what I think she was bargaining for when she walked in their room.
Exactly.
You definitely wasn't expecting that, but I think she added a little bit more to her plate.
Okay. Moochie, how dumb was this plan to take the body and dump it in the dumpster with all the stuff that's going on at the club? How dumb was that? Moochie, you don't feel asleep on me, girl. Moochie on mute, I think. But Erica, how dumb was that? Like, how crazy was that for him to think that this was going to work?
I mean, in theory, that's y'all's little protocol, but we're in unprecedented times, and the law is on every like at every corner. Babyface just got snatched up from leaving out the damn bag. So what were you actually thinking, Midnight? You weren't, but it's cool. We don't pay you to think. I don't know. Like, this is also part of my issue with the episode is so many things were just very convenient. And I would have expected for Midnight to be probably like the deadliest of them, aside from like Tommy or Blue, of the dancers. I would have expected him to think of some other stuff, and he was just so damn dumbfounded. Oh, sorry. He was just so dumbfounded, and I'm just like, how is this what you come up with? She's trusting you to figure this out. Why is this the only thing that you thought of?
Exactly.
Because he's more muscle than brain. That's why he's just muscle.
Yeah.
Right.
But you would think
Is he out of the loop?
I would have rather him try to bury the body. Like in season 1, you remember they were burying bodies and they were like, oh, we're running out of space. Like I would have rather you did that because, you know, like something different besides, oh, we're going to toss it in maybe the dumps, like maybe the garbage man that comes for the special pickups is going to get it. Like,
yeah, exactly. Now I was feeling that too because I said that in my last video. I was like, this got to be the dumbest thing. Like you could have just thought of something else. I get it that, hey, this is what we typically do, but you can't tell me that you don't see the increased presence of the police around here. We just had Detective Davis like knee deep in the club with like 10 of her chicks. Mm-hmm. You know, like you telling me that you missed all of these things that happened. Come on.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe he's oblivious to what's really going on around there until it's time for him to use his muscles.
I'm gonna need him to do better.
Maybe. But the plan also gets dumber because why in the hell, like, y'all have it wrapped in a rug. There's no, like, y'all don't dismember nothing. Y'all don't change. Like, it looks like a body. Like, what are we doing? Yeah. And we're going to go riding down it. Like, I don't want to get ahead of it, but the whole thing just continues to be dumb.
Yes, no, I 100% agree. 100% agree. I just thought it was a crazy plan. And then the dynamics between Amp and Dime, I was exhausted, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I was exhausted sitting there listening to both of them go back and forth. Tamika, tell me what you thought about that.
Yes, it's pretty much the same song and dance that we've been getting from them over and over and over. You know, he's still mad at her, blaming her. It's like it's two kids arguing. Oh, get out of here. I don't need you to be in here. You ain't helping me with anything. I was like, really? You know, when they know that they both still care about each other, but we're going to just still keep, you know, playing this game. And she's trying her best to help, but I was laughing when, you know, she was saying, don't leave me in here. And they thinking she worried about the body. She's like, no, I don't want to be left in here with him. And he looking like,
yeah, like, what is she talking about?
Yeah, right.
I mean, there's apparently no door. You can run out.
I don't put it past him though, y'all. I don't put it past him. Amp's whole hobby now is unaliving women. So
yeah, I don't know. He just seems like he can't help himself. Don't know what's gonna happen when you around him.
I'm blaming all the Amp's faults on Madam. Has she not had that man tied to a chair? Took him and made him an emotional mess, almost took him out, he would not be acting like this. He would not be popping pills, and he would not be drinking. That's all I'm saying.
Do it, Tika.
Okay.
You got a point. Listen. I'm not arguing with none of that.
What made him unalive?
Start at the beginning.
Start at the beginning.
We were told a sob story about the girlfriend. When come to find out, it was really just rage and whatever he has going on.
Yes.
So while Madam should not have kidnapped him and did all that, like cool, that was a problem.
Yes.
But you already had some other stuff that this exaggerated, and I don't trust you. So
let's start at the beginning.
That's true.
He had a real hard story. Like that story was passionate in the restaurant. It was so much passion behind that lie.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah. He got that syndrome they say the Carly girl has. What's that? Like
oh Lord.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
But
you say it so much that you believe it. I mean,
yeah. I mean,
it was passionate.
Yeah. And then he does say, I think there's a moment where she says that they both didn't think that they were they didn't know each other, something like that. I can't remember the exact line, but he says that he basically says, you know who I am, or something like that. I took that to mean that he's showing you now. So I like how Midnight said, maybe this really is who he is.
Right.
You know? and the other person was just somebody else, like you and
The
me.
representative.
There you go. That's Tamika word.
Okay, that's a favorite word right there. Okay, so moving on to we get through that part, we get through all that awkwardness. What y'all feeling about Big D, y'all? Because y'all know Big D from Texas. Texas in the building. Shout out to Texas. You know they do everything bigger and better over here in Texas. Okay, I had to throw that all out there. But what y'all think about Big D? Big D, Dom called him up. I mean, I was like, okay, Dom, I wasn't mad at her when she told him exactly what it was. Like she doesn't know the game. She's been working at this club for forever. She know the game. What did y'all think about Big D? Nita, you go ahead and start with Big D.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm the jury is still out on Big D. It feels like he got a lot of game with him, and I'm just gonna keep my good eye on him. That's it.
I'm gonna keep my good eye on him too when he be on that dance stage. I'm gonna keep this eye on him right here. I'm like, but I don't know. I thought it was just interesting. I feel like we're gonna see some more stuff come with him, but there goes again where they're adding another element into it. In a story that's already a bunch of stuff that's going on, and then we got Big D, and I have this theory that he really did see what happened with the Babyface situation, and I feel like that's gonna somehow come up at some point in time, but I don't know. Anybody got anything to say about Big D before we move on from the Big D?
Not a
Why you
fan.
say that, EJ?
I agree. Like I agree that he is an additional element added to the story where it could be used later on down the line, but he just becomes filler. Like a lot of his dialogue is repetition, and I get you're trying to set up this love thing with him and Dom and then make Amp jealous, but it also just feels like it's a little bit too much. I want to root for him, but then there's something about him I don't trust, and I don't know if it's that he's from Texas, but sounds like he's from New Orleans. I don't know, but like I don't trust him. I don't trust him.
He's like a pick me, like a try hard. Like
he doing too much.
He put 20 on 10 all the time.
Why I can't trust him.
He had like he's 6'5", weigh 220. Pow pow pow. That's how he act. Like you a little. You look like my son.
He do too much.
Yeah.
All that rolling of the eyes and
when he told Dom that he was gonna go sit out in front of her, I said, "Bruh, that's awkward. That's not what we do. That's not what we do in Texas. Stop playing." Hey,
the men don't know the word no. Men don't know the word no. Stop. They don't know these words in these stories.
Because y'all don't let them know it.
They don't know these words.
Tell them.
No.
They don't know. They don't know no.
Yeah.
But I think I'm sorry. I think as the season progresses, I think we're gonna actually see who Big D is. Like they went and found him. He didn't go looking to be part of Eden. You know what I mean? They went, they found him, and we see in the trailer to come that there's a moment where he got the what do you call it? The blicky in the hand. So I'm looking forward to it. But I love the red. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, the red. Yeah, listen, I love to look at him, but I do got my eye on him for sure.
Yeah, you gotta watch him. You better watch him.
I feel like it's gonna be something going on with him. Okay. So moving past that, there was another moment where we see that Madam is really shook, and I really want to touch on that because we haven't seen Madam shook throughout this series until that last part of the last season when the concierge gets into her office and he wasn't supposed to be able to get into there, to get into the office. But right now we see that Madam is doing a lot, and Madam actually has a little more resources than what I initially thought she had access to. Let's go ahead and start with you, Erica, and then we'll go across and tell me what you think about just Madam and how she's moving right now. Like, do you think she's really scared, or what you think?
I think she's really scared, and it's a very unsettling thing to ride 2 seasons with a character that has pretty much been untouchable, and then now you realize that she is not untouchable. I think that the decisions that she's making are very wise. I think it's also interesting how the whole ecosystem moves around her when she opts out of like solving everybody's problems. So for me, I think she has been, you know, the enjoyable thing from these first 2 episodes because it's still consistent in her, but we're getting to see another side of her. Like, what does it look like when she's really concerned? What does it look like when she has to keep her head on the swivel? What does it look like when she feels like she can't 100% trust her number 1 and number 2 because they're doing whatever the hell they're doing? And she's still moving with a way, like she's been standoffish to Tommy and Blue, but she still cared. So I thought that she balanced that nicely.
Yeah.
And I've been enjoying it. Like I the whole Black Ops thing, I'm like, okay, well shit, this adds a whole nother level. I'm here for this.
You better.
Yeah. It's like they came out the blue though.
You
like
better.
where like we didn't get a warning that they were coming.
I am also of the camp though that I didn't actually believe that the concierge wanted Madam dead. So part of me was like, okay, maybe this is overkill. But then as soon as Fernando did what he did, I was like, okay, no, this is not overkill at all. This is about to be a war.
This is about to be a real war. And I think that that was the key for me too, because at first I was like, concierge really cares about Madam. He probably not gonna go all the way in. Like I didn't see that at first, but then when that moment happens with Fernando, and I was like, okay, it's about to be a war now, like, you know, because he's about his family and all that type of stuff. So I was like, okay, here we go. And I was really feeling them, y'all. I really like them together. Tamika, what are your thoughts?
Listen here.
Yeah, I was kind of, I mean, I know Madam don't play and, you know, she got to do what she got to do, but I was kind of mad at her that she made the choice she made. But, you know, we here, she already did that. So I was feeling her bringing in everyone. She was giving me what's that movie, The Professional, when he be like everyone. She made sure she had, you know, a full house on deck, and I kind of like a little bit of seeing that perspective where she's kind of feeling like she's on guard now, on the defense, you know, because she knows now what she got to do and, you know, what could possibly go down. So she got to make sure that she's on point, you know. Her and Tommy, what they back and forth with him, Madam, I want to take your bags up and up, you know, that always makes me laugh. But she just like, no, okay, do what I said, and that's it. But yeah, I'm like, all right, now we gonna see which way she gonna go from this point on.
I can't remember who it was or who I was talking to or where the conversation came from, but someone brought up the concept of what if there is a strife at some point between these characters that are really, really close, like Tommy and Blue. Like, what if one of them were to actually step outside of that? I personally can't ever see it, but I can't remember where this conversation was headed. But I was like, what is that? Oh, Ruthless TV. She was supposed to be here. I think she popped up and then she's gone. But yeah, because I was going to ask her about that. But I think she brought that up in one of her videos. And I was like, that's kind of interesting concept, because those are some characters that you never see going against Madam. But what if, you know, at some point that happens? That would make for an interesting story, I would certainly think, instead of, you know, everything being so cookie cutter with these. I can't see Tommy, but I could possibly maybe see Blue if the circumstances were right.
We had that in season 1. We had a moment. They didn't commit to it, I don't think, but when the whole Blue Cat thing happened and Cat was trying to protect Blue and Madam gotta go and all of that, it was a moment, at least for the audience, where it seemed like Blue's loyalty was in flux. Like, who is she going to choose, her lover, or is she going to choose Madam? And then she winds up having to, you know, kill Cat behind her doing too damn much. So I feel like they wind up having to go that direction. But I think that you're right. Blue is 100% capable of it. I think it just depends on the circumstances.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
For me,
okay, yeah. So, go ahead.
Oh,
go ahead.
For me, okay. I'm sorry, EJ.
You're fine.
For me, as I'm chiming in on that particular question, for some reason, because they kept trying to make a point of saying family, blood, the way they turn Amp on her, I feel like I can see Amp being the person to maybe do that. I don't know. For some reason, I could just see it, because I don't know, like the reason why they kind of turned him, I didn't understand it. And I felt like it was for a reason, and maybe we didn't know the reason why. I mean, I understand there's some trauma there, but for some reason, Like I feel like they keep on honing on him. And you know, he was this person and I loved him in the beginning. And I was like, oh, you know, my heart bled for him. And then he just kind of turned into a different person. And the father, he don't get to say much, but he did get to say something in, well, not this episode. Okay. Maybe I'm jumping the gun. Maybe I'm jumping the gun. But yeah, no, I'm saying I felt like the father was like, no, we don't do it against family, blah, 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 blah. I'm just thinking that maybe, you know, I feel if something in my bones is telling me that he may be that person. And, you know, I don't think that she may not see it. I think she will see it because she understands how he's moving. She called him out on it. She said, get your shit together. But at the same time, I feel like the way the writing is going, he's a little off kilter. He's like a wild card for me. So yeah, so that's all I just wanted to add to it. I'm sorry.
I agree. I agree. I also want to know, like, specifically for the aunt part that you're speaking about, I need to know how he's actually related to her. Like, is this Carla's son? Yeah. Because that would help me be like, oh yeah, he's going to turn it.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, they never actually say, and as someone who read the book actually never actually specifically says either, but we know that the book and the show are so far off base from each other that it's crazy. But they never actually tell you how they're related. But in the season 1, you do hear him refer to her father as grandfather. So and that's about the closest that you get to hearing anything. And you even in the second episode this time, I thought he brought up Carla, but he doesn't bring up Amp. And I was sitting there waiting for it because I feel like that's a connection that we need to know. It feels minute, but it is very necessary to me to
100%
to analyze some of this stuff. So
we don't know if they have another sibling waiting in the wing.
Right.
Exactly. Right. And then, you know, when we talked about the storyline about how all these things are open, we still have this whole Carla thing that's just open. We've never seen Carla again after second season and the first part of the second season. That was it. And we haven't seen her since then, but she was it was such a big story. She went to the concierge and all this stuff, and then you're like, okay, now she's just gone
jumped off the face of the earth.
She went back to the Players Club.
Madam wasn't giving her no money. She had to make something.
She had to go. She had to go to the Players Club.
What'd you say? She said, "You gotta go make that money. Don't let the money make you, though, girl. Learn your lesson." So let's talk about, since we're already on the father. So in this episode, let's see. Hold on, I want to make sure that I was looking at my picture. So we talked about Trouble, Rayshawn. They do their whole thing. Let me see what else happened.
Are any of y'all rooting for Rayshawn to like have a redemption moment where he gets his life back on everybody?
Yes,
I definitely am.
He can go though. He can do that, and then he can go.
I just seem
like I'm gonna skip over it. He can just go.
Yeah, he's like Red Off Friday, like run out.
Listen, he got a little bit of comedy in there though. This time though, I ain't gonna lie, Rayshawn had me cracking up.
And he had more sense than Trouble did, because he kept saying, "I ain't seen nothing. I don't know what you're talking about." Because he ain't that slow. He knew to say, "I don't know."
Right.
So
shout out to Zeke. Zeke
say it again,
Power. I don't know that.
In the trailer, they do show him with the guy who, you know, did those things to him, and he has 2 other people with him. So I feel like the fact that he saw this and now he's somehow maybe part of this team, or, you know, he's in the gang, as you would say, maybe he's going to take this opportunity to get some get back. Maybe this is where him and Tommy, because, you know, Tommy and him have this little thing that they always doing. Maybe Tommy convinces him to go and finally get some get back. Maybe this is what's going to help him move on. I don't know, but I feel like it is going to come about. Hold on, somebody put something in the chat. Let me see here. Disappointing comeback. The episodes have been shortened and scenes were cut. What happened to the scene of trouble crashing the vehicle? They didn't actually show them. Okay, so if you watched it, Frederick, if you watched it this morning, then that is the case. You didn't see that part. But if you go watch it now, it's all there now. Something happened. We don't know what happened, but something happened. And yes, that part was missing, but it is now there because I watched it. Because I was highly upset about that, but it's there now. So let's shift into the dad, y'all, because the dad has definitely made a comeback, and he was somebody that we didn't see for a while, and now the dad is back. Mm-hmm. What do y'all think is going to be his actual, like, what is he going to save her? Because what I saw from Madam was I saw somebody who was very respectful of her father. I saw somebody who absolutely cared about what he had to say. You almost saw this childlike thing that she reverted back to. And it was very interesting. And I love seeing this side of Madam. Like, I love seeing this part of her, but I'm very interested in the dad's story. Tika, what do you think about the dad?
Okay, so first of all, can I just say real quick, like, I'm enjoying the fact that Madam has to have her head on the swivel. You know how I feel about what she did to my boy Fuego. That's all I'm gonna say. But with that being said, I appreciate that she does have that respect for her father. I appreciate that they're giving the two of them a little more dialogue, just so that we can kind of get into how he actually thinks. You know, he plays the role really well as a senile individual. However, let him start talking to that daughter of his, Madam, and he's spilling all of the tea, telling her who he needs to check out. What was the lady who tried to kidnap JFK? Like, he went into details as to
Griselda Blanco.
Griselda Blanco.
Thank you. And he really went into details as to people she should be paying attention. And then he stuck that bug in her and was like, look, don't worry about concierge. You need to go to the governor. You need to not just hit the governor, but get that daughter who loves to party, who loves the drugs and all of that stuff. So he's giving her all of the 411 that she needs to be as gangster as she really can be. So, I mean, I appreciated the whole interaction between the two. Now, I'm mad that old girl was playing with him while she was trying to bathe him.
Not playing with him, honey. She went to.
She was really
that
hard.
part had me cracking up.
She's gonna get her Tamira on.
Listen,
yes, I saw.
She was really hard.
Yeah, was that part not the funniest thing? When at the end when he said what was his exact words? What he said.
She gonna steal it. She gonna take it.
Yeah.
Because she said, yeah, that got your attention. And then he said, he turned his head and said, "Sure did," or something. I almost fell. I said,
and we talk about how fine the daddy looked, though. Like, the daddy looked good. He got his hair cut and all. I was like, oh, the daddy look good.
Much better.
Okay. We're not going to do that. But speaking of Fuego, I think Fuego has a moment because Tika talked about Fuego because I know how much you love Fuego, but Fuego actually has a moment where he realizes that he in this and that's it. Like, there is no out for this. How did you feel about Fuego, Erica, and this whole thing? Just anything that has to do with Fuego, because I think there were a couple of things, and then his come to Jesus moment.
I honestly don't know if he had a come to Jesus moment. I think that he might still be thinking of how the hell he's going to get out. I think he had a realization of like, okay, now my eyes are wide open to what's actually happening and who these people are. But I don't know if he's going to commit to being there and to just being jumped in, basically. My heart goes out to the El Fuego character. I think that Madam completely jumped the gun in getting this insurance policy on him and putting him in this position. I think he was such a solid individual. He legitimized so much of what she had as criminal in the background. He's like a legitimate front, and it, to me, was a beautiful character. I don't know. I'm very nervous for where he goes. He goes from here because he did put up a fight. He wasn't just going to let them kill him. He's not going to be able to trust them anymore. The one person that he does trust is Amp, and that he's a junkie. Like, it's like, who's going to help him? And Madam has this position where it's like all business, where she used to have a little bit of an endearing spirit towards him. So I think that all of these things are going to come together and make for lack of better words, like El Fuego's villain origin story.
Yeah. No. I definitely don't know if he's all the way in just yet, because I mean, at this point in the game, if you think about it, you're just finding out all of these things. Madam just came out and just straight up told you exactly what was happening. I don't even think she ever told Amp that, to be honest. I mean, I know that he knows that she's in the, but just the way that she straight up told exactly what she does, how she does it. I don't know. Fuego is still a wild card, but I feel like he doesn't really have an out right now, and I don't know what his out is going to be. And like you said, maybe,
his smarts honestly would. I don't want to interrupt you, but this just came to mind. Like, he's the tech guy. He's the one who decrypted the undercover cops like recorder situation, and that wasn't, like, I feel like he could also get into it. So for me, she laid out like, this is what we have on you, this is what we have on you, this is what we have on you. So it's almost like El Fuego now knows what he needs, like his objectives, to be able to get out. Like, he just has to go and find where she has the gun and where she has this and like how she stored this and where are the records for that stuff, if that makes sense.
So that he can figure out a way to get out. That's definitely, I like that theory for sure. Someone in the chat wanted to know if the dad's okay. Why is he playing like he isn't? Because he don't want to go to jail.
Yeah. I don't want to go to jail.
He don't want to go to jail.
He don't want to go to jail. He's created this elaborate plan to stay out of jail. This started back in the first season of the show, where we find out that that he's playing like he's senile, like, he has this condition, but he really doesn't, because they've been watching him. I mean, he is one of the biggest villains and they want him, but they can't get to him. So he's doing what he has to do. So, it is what it is.
What about the nurse?
Oh, girl, that nurse was doing too
She
much.
seemed like she was kind of like she might have been an op.
Yeah.
I thought she was a cop.
Her for some
Me
reason.
too.
Okay.
Until she did that, I was like, oh, okay, you're not a cop. Okay,
maybe you're not a cop, exactly. But at first, I thought she was a cop too.
The way she was looking, like, too strange.
I feel like she's an op, but I feel like she's not a cop. I feel like she's an op because I felt like they paid a lot of attention to her. They kept the camera on her. They kept referencing her. They kept on doing all of those things for some reason. I don't know. It's just me.
Yeah. I feel like she's op.
I agree.
Yeah. And then she came and snatched him up from Madam. Like, oh, okay, all right.
Yeah. Well, who sent her? If she is an op, I'm like, well, did Carla hire you? Like.
That's what I want to know. Who sent her? I don't know who sent her, but definitely the whole looking at her when she was walking away and being all extra and adding all that stuff in.
Yeah, it was a lot.
The way she looked at Madam when Madam was like, "We're gonna go for a walk," and she's like, "Well, yes, it's a nice day for a walk."
Right?
Like, they don't want the man to go out the door.
Yeah,
right. Like,
wow. She has so many enemies. There's no telling who and who's next to be in that line of fire towards her. So hey, I thought the same thing with the nurse. I'm like, well, is she the popo trying to protect, trying to get to see if his equipment is really working, so she can go back and report and say, hey, he's faking. You know what I mean? If he reacts to that sexual part, then ain't nothing wrong with his mind.
To see if he faking.
Is he faking? Right.
Yeah. I mean, it could be a lot of different things.
Clearly faking.
Yeah, it could be a lot of different things. And just one more additional thing that we're throwing in there.
Right.
We're gonna see another thing that I wanted to touch on, y'all, because we're almost done actually. But I did want to talk about Trouble real quick, y'all. We kind of touched on her a little bit, but what did y'all think about her maneuver? Trouble really wants to be a part of this situation, like she trying really, really hard, but she comes up with this idea when Midnight and them are about to get caught in the first episode, and she pulls this, she gonna go hit the cop and then they gonna take off running. you know, sometimes like some people always ask me, like in the comments, a lot of times they're like, sometimes things are just so unrealistic. Like, I'm like, you take everything in this world with a grain of salt. Like, you don't go into this world thinking of realism. There's nothing realistic about this. You just enjoy the show and Madam, because to me she is what makes this so interesting. The top model walk and then she's slicing her throat. I'm sorry, that energizes me for some reason. I just be like, okay.
And everybody is yes, madam, yes, madam, yes, madam.
Right.
And they are doing these illegal things for her. Like everything they're doing it for her, to save her, to keep her on, you know, on go, to make sure she's straight, you know. Tommy walking around as fine as he is, but naked with an AK, you know.
Girl, listen, y'all, that shower, listen, I'm about to cut to it real quick because I got that shower scene, like, because I love the dance breaks. Like, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, you know, we looking. And those dance breaks, I love those dance breaks. But I'm gonna tell y'all, this shower one probably had to be the most provocative one. And I was like, let me go look at this one again.
And they got the whole song right.
I'm sitting up here.
They let the full runtime of the song go. They said we're gonna do every last bit of this song. I
was here for it.
Listen, and all the time.
I still have to do my review for myself. I got to go back and do some more research.
It's your birthday. Do all the research you need.
Right.
Yes. Research to research.
But where did Tommy get the freaking muffin from? His dang on pot. I know we're talking about
pocket muffin.
The pocket muffin, like.
I love it.
That
was a good comeback for Tommy. Because he was trying to play him. He was trying to play him.
And when he talked about them cookies, and then he came out with it.
Yes, here you go. Here you go.
It's hilarious. I love his character so much.
I'm like, does Tommy have special ingredients in his cookies and stuff? Because they always bagged. He's always giving them away. Like, what does he have? Elder Mother's special seasoning in his stuff. Like,
who knows?
Listen.
Well, let me get a Tommy's cookie real quick. Let me find out.
Okay.
But all right, ladies, listen, we're kind of going to wrap it up here, but I just want to kind of get some final thoughts on what you thought about these 2 episodes and where we're headed, where we're going. Maybe get a theory of what you think might happen. It doesn't matter, who it's concerning, just any theory that you have. Tika, I'll start with you and then I'll go around.
Okay, well, firstly, thank you so much for doing this, EJ. Happy birthday once again, and congratulations to the 5K. That's what's up. I was here for the 2 episodes. I know that there was a lot. They gave us a lot, but it makes up for them being gone for so long. With that being said, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what, of course, El Fuego is going to do next. Like, what's his next move? I'm also looking for Concierge. I need to see where he is. Just like Madam has no idea what Concierge is right now. So I'm looking to see if he's gonna knock on her door again, or if she's gonna get snatched up or something, just to see what's gonna happen. See exactly, or find out exactly what his next move is.
Facts. What about you, Candy?
I'm same thing with Tika. I want to know what the concierge got up his sleeve, what he got going on. Where is he? Where is he hiding? What in the bushes? Is he in the bushes by Madam House? Is he by Club Eden? Like, where is concierge? I want to know where he is. I want to know about the father. I do know he's supposed to have some blickies in the bed from the preview. Yeah. So I want to know about that. Like, when is that going to pop up? I'm also interested in Blue. I'm glad we didn't talk about Blue.
I was gonna say that because that's one part of how she just stood up and the old lady with the phone.
Phone.
Yeah.
That jitterbug. I said
jitterbug. Yes. I was so glad to see Blue. I was like, thank you, God. I was like, okay, all right, cool. Blue bag. She just popped up like, all right, Nick.
Yeah. And I said she was either going to have on a bulletproof vest or something, because that's the only thing that made sense. If she was going to fall out of there, they hit her straight to the chest. She had to have on a bulletproof vest. That's the only other option that I thought that it could be, and that she fell off a balcony. So that was what I had thought was going to happen to her. But it just looked like she didn't fall that far, is what it was. Don't look like she was up high, that high. But yeah, we didn't really cover her a whole lot. But, Blue's alive.
Yes. And she came and she got up and took over, she made things right. Yeah.
And she the one who had to come in there and try to help them fix things and do what they got to do. Nita Boo, hey girl, hey.
Hey girl.
What are your thoughts overall, and any particular theories you have? Just anything that you have to say about these first 2 episodes.
Well, for me, it was just a little underwhelming. I thought we were going to get a little bit more, even though it was all over the place. I felt like they didn't focus where the focus needed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just a personal choice of mine. And that's okay. I feel like we have another season to flesh that out. So I will give it a pass. I'm here for it. As far as what I'm expecting, I want to see more from the dad. I want to see more from the dad. I want to know how he knows all of this information, if he has dementia and he's waiting for his daughter to see him, and it sounds like he's feeding her information. So where's he getting his information from? So I want to know that. Like, I want to know about the sister. I want to know about if there is anybody else in the wings. Is there another family member? It feels like there's another family member that we just don't know something about. So I feel like I really want to explore, because they kind of left the daddy on the cutting room floor for season 2. He was in season 1. Season 2, we ain't see too much of him, and he come back strong, and I'm like, oh, okay. And he know all this, and he giving you all this guidance, and he doing all this, and so I want to know, where's he getting his information from? Gotcha. Because I feel like that is the major key to what's going on. And of course, Tika already said we need to know what's going on with Concierge. We need to know. He had such a big presence in season 2, and then next thing you know, in season 3, we ain't heard a peep, we ain't get nothing. So yeah, no, I'm here waiting for that, and so yeah, that's where I'm at with that.
Cool. So I just to kind of touch on what you just said, to maybe answer just maybe a few of those. The dad is completely sane. He does not have dementia. He is completely fine. This is all fake news. So there's nothing wrong with him. The dad is the one who is actually over. He is the leader, you know what I mean? And he basically put Madam in charge. She took over while he's pretending. She didn't even know he was pretending for a minute. So he probably has tons of contacts and connects, from that world that he's in. So I know that's probably where he gets some of his information from. I'm pretty sure he still has these contacts, and that he still can, get what he needs to get. He's got a phone, so he's been talking to people. He just have to move a certain way while he in there. And then you know how the concierge is. I can't wait to see if he's gonna pop up. But we all know that he likes to pop up when he likes to pop up. I think that's the beauty of this, is that the concierge does this because he loves to play this game with Madam. They have this game that they play, and he's been playing this game with her for the longest. She never knows. He's always a wild card for her. So I think I like the dynamics of how they work, how they pull this person in that she acts real strong with, but yet that we know that she kind of sort of is on edge a little bit as well. So that's what's up. Tamika, go ahead and tell me, same thing that I asked everybody else, what you think, any theories, or what you think about the overall season?
Like I said, I still laughed at these 2 episodes. I enjoyed it. It still was entertaining for me. I did feel like we got a lot, and it might not have been necessarily everything that we want to see. Some things we probably got a little bit more of that we was like, you know, we don't need to stay on this long. This could have been something else, you know, especially when they were showing trouble. But I want to see, you know, where Trouble's gonna go to now with her story, because she want to be down so bad, she want to be in it so bad. You did one thing right and you wanted the praises, you know, for that. So now what's her next steps gonna be? I definitely want to know what's gonna be happening with El Fuego. Like I don't know, I'm kind of worried for him. I kind of agree with what Erica was saying in terms of he's probably gonna be trying to plot and say, how the heck am I getting out of this? But just gonna be quiet and, you know, be paying attention to everything now. Because I really, at first, like, you know, in season 1, starting out with him, didn't know how much of it that he didn't know. I just figured he knew the same as the rest of the guys, because he'd be like, yes, madam, and going along with it like they do. It was like, as time went on, I realized, like, wait, he really isn't, you know, knowledgeable as everybody else. He really just, you know, thinking everything is, this is just a business, this is just a show. And I always found him kind of corny, because he used to sometimes be on Sisters too. He was supposed to have some past thing with Danny, and he was corny to me when he would come up there with her. But I like his innocence, and I don't want him to get hurt. No, you can't be messing around with Madam, but you know, I want to see how he gonna make it out of this. And who else? I like the whole her father thing. I agree with what everybody else was saying. I want to see more of him and where he gonna be going. I thought it was funny that he kind of chastised her first, like, what was you doing? Why did you do that? That was stupid. I didn't teach you to move like that. I taught you to move smart. And then he started laying out, you know, the steps that she should be taking and all of that. So we definitely need Zaddy to be on board, and you know, we gonna see what he's gonna be doing. So
absolutely, and
He's
I agree with
a major player this season. For that's what it feels like to me.
Right, that's how it feels to me too.
Yeah. And I definitely agree with you. I like how he chastised her, because he did. You know, he was nobody else can chastise her.
Right.
We've seen them try it. We've seen Tommy. We've seen them try it, but they're not able to execute it. But he was able to execute it, and she was able to hear it. And she admits that what she did was not smart. That, you know, killing Lotus. Basically, I mean, unaliving Lotus was not a smart thing to do when it was all said and done, because of everything that has happened. So I 100% agree. And Ms. Vane.
And one more thing, sorry. Can Ant make it through the season without taking anybody else out? Inquiring minds want to know.
Nope. Nope. He gonna get to somebody before long. Oh, before I go to you, Erica, let me answer your question, Sharon. I don't have my glasses on. I think it says Sharon. Yes, the episodes earlier this morning were 32 minutes. They are now the customary 40-something minutes. So if you look at it now, you'll be good to go. Go ahead, Erica. And same question. What did you think about these 2 episodes? And what are you excited to see? And do you have any theories?
Yeah, so as like talking with y'all, I'm like processing it a little bit more. I think what would have made the episode stronger for me is if we would have had a little bit more of a visual of the ever-present threat of the concierge. When he was first introduced, they used to just have scenes with him sitting in his limo or sitting on a plane and like making calls or like watching her. So I think that definitely for episode 1, we were missing like him actually being at the airport waiting for her to come and not show up. And it don't even have to be that long of a scene, but like I think just we needed a little bit more connective tissue for like the major storylines and not so much focus or time given to all of the like offshoot storylines. So I was definitely underwhelmed, but I think, and going back to your point at the very top of this video, I'm excited to see, you know, my favorite characters. I'm excited to see Madam. I'm excited to see Dom and Blue and Tommy. So while I was underwhelmed with how the episodes was executed, I'm really excited that we're back. When it comes to theories and predictions or what I'm looking forward to, I think my number one storyline is probably El Fuego and like what he's going to do next. Like as everybody was going, I was just like, okay, that's a great point. That's a great point. What else? What else? And I feel like there could be something that happens like in the club. So, you know, the main guys are the 4 and then Amp came. And then they also brought in Big D, but they have yet to integrate Big D. So I'm like, El Fuego now has smoke for Doc and Babyface, right? And he don't actually want to assimilate in. They're doing things which seemed like it was without him, because I don't think that El Fuego performed the shower scene with them, right? So I'm like, okay, is he gonna like now partner up with Big D, who I felt like was gonna be his replacement, the like clean guy that can dance really well, is basically his replacement. Could he like team up with him and like come up with routines and then basically take over, and then the main attractions aren't attracting what they used to be, and that creates tension while he's trying to figure out how to get from up under Madam's thumb and how he can get certain evidence back. Like, I would love to see that play out. I'm really interested in seeing what Blue is going to do next, aside from just getting her lick back. I feel like now that she knows that Sis wasn't lying, she's like, okay, I can actually rock with you and you could be my love or whatever. And now she's going to come for her. And I'm like, okay, I'm totally here for it. And then, of course, like I said, the concierge.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think what I'm probably most excited to see is how this whole thing with the concierge is going to play out. At one point, I thought Madam might get on the plane. I thought she might not have a choice. But then at the same time, knowing who Madam is, I was like, nah, she probably not. I felt like she wasn't going to have a choice at first. But then as I processed it a little bit more, I was like, nah, this Madam, she ain't getting on that doggone plane. So knew that wasn't going to happen. So I am interested to see how the concierge inserts himself, how he figures all of this out, how he gets to her, especially with all the heat that she has there now. And remember, there was that in the trailer, he's coming into her house. How the heck does he get into her house? So like, that's kind of where my wheels are turning with this. And then with the dad, I'm so interested in the dad, and I really want them to close some of these storylines or start bringing them to a close, so that we can kind of, just move along with it. I believe that this show is a really good show. Like I said, as unrealistic as it is, it's such a refresher for me. I love talking about the show. I love looking at this show. I love watching the show. It's just I don't know. It's just a good escape from reality, to be honest. So I love it. So guys, I just want to thank all of you for coming. Real quick, Tika, you got anything going on your channel?
Girl, what don't I have? Like, I don't even want to. Y'all, just thank y'all again. Thank you, EJ, for having me. Y'all just make sure y'all hit that notification bell, because I will be having more Ruthless Conversations. Those are interviews that I do with people that work either in the background, if they're writers, whatever the case may be. I have more of those coming up. We got some more All the Queens men coming up, as well as whenever Ruthless does return. It's all about Ruthless over there on my channel. All things Ruthless, okay? I also have my Monday nights Tika's Ruthless ratings. I will give you a review on what movie I watched, binge over the weekend, and then I'll give you my thoughts. I'll give you what score I felt like it deserved. That's it for now. And I'm gonna let somebody else talk, because I'll be talking all night long.
Girl, you know. Okay, Nita Boo, what you got going on in your channel? Oh, you got your video coming out that I am definitely gonna be waiting for. Yes. I cannot wait.
Absolutely. I have the Black love movies that we thought that was couple goals. They are not couple goals. We are featuring Love and Basketball, Disappearing Act, and Soul Food. So hopefully, I'm praying. I've been working hard on the video. It's so many different things that you want to capture to, create the narrative, so you can know exactly what I'm talking about when I want to say that these are not couple goals. But we have been conditioned as Black women to think that that's what it is. So listen, it's 2023.
I don't think I ever thought any of those.
Yeah, it's time to wake up. It's time to, so we're going to be doing all that. So hopefully that video will be dropping tomorrow. I have a video that's going to be dropping, and then I'm going to have a live panel. So anybody that want to jump on the panel where we can discuss my talking points, because, everybody is not me. Everybody don't have the same feelings. So I want to get different perspectives of different people, men, women, whatever. So we're going to be doing that. So that's what we're going on that. And it's going to be a series, because Trust me, there's a lot of Black movies that are not couple goals,
Okay.
but they are classics nonetheless.
Mhm.
Okay, so
Okay, because I love loving basketball, so I'm gonna be down. I'm be listening for that one for sure because
yes,
I want to hear your take on it, and I want to see it from your perspective and how and from your take on it. So I think it's gonna be interesting. I'll be waiting for it. Tamika, what you
absolutely.
got going on, ma'am?
Right now I'm just gonna have trivia on Saturday. Keep y'all notifications on. Some more stuff coming next week. Nita, let me know when you have the little, round table discussion on it though. I'm interested. Now I will say I used to have a weak spot for loving basketball, but some of them other ones you named I never thought was really,
not disappearing
a
acts.
love story for me.
No.
But it's some flaws that loving basketball definitely had that was irritating me. So
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
that
gotcha.
would be interesting.
Now, Miss Erica Vane, your good sis that you like to talk TV with. Okay, what you got going on your channel, ma'am?
Child, all this content is kicking my behind, but
That's a
every
good
week,
thing.
thank you. Every Wednesday, I do a live Sisters After Show with my good sis Allie Nick Official. She has a channel as well. So I'm really pushing that. Tons of sisters content. I drop a new sisters video every day for the most part. So if you guys are into that, but I also cover quite a bit of other series. And right now there's so many coming out. So I'm trying to integrate like Swagger and Hijack and prepping for The Shy. And of course, All the Queen's Men came back. So tons and tons of TV talk happening over on my channel.
Absolutely. That's what's up. That's what's up. Now, I don't know if you know this, but you probably don't know this, but I'm just gonna say it. I have not looked at Sisters. Tamika and I do the Tima together, but I have never looked at Sisters.
How
but
do you
I
watch the Tima and not Sisters?
Yeah.
because I just fell in love with the. I don't know how I fell in love.
There's a couple people that tell me that,
and I was like, I'm gonna look at this, but I only looked at the first couple of episodes of Sisters, and it wasn't that I didn't like it. It's just by the time I came back to it, it had so many episodes.
Yeah.
It was too much for me. So I just look at y'all reviews. I'm just keeping it.
But guess what?
Y'all reviews, and I'm
They
like,
still in the same space.
Look, and that's the only reason why I know what goes on and what happens. But for whatever reason, I truly actually like the show Zatima, even though I don't look at Sisters. And people are like, how you not? I'm like, I don't know, but for whatever
maybe
reason,
that trailer that came out, well, they said it wasn't
move.
supposed to come out. That trailer is something, boy. That's Zatima.
For some reason, for me, it feel like Sisters doesn't move well enough for me. Like I need the story to move. So I feel
It's
like
starting to pick up this season.
Huh?
It's starting to pick up this season, and next season they actually have a writer's room and
I'm wondering how this whole thing is gonna.
But right now it's speeding up. Like it started off a little bit slow with this season, but the last 3 episodes, I'm like, okay, Tyler Perry, you prepping us for I guess you to hand it over.
Yes, hand it over.
That's what I've been hearing is that he's handing it over. So I don't know. I keep telling myself I might go back and try to look at some of them and just kind of, get them in where I can, because I would like to be familiar with, all of this storyline, especially when people come in your comments and they be talking about certain stuff. And I just be like, I'm like, I ain't team nobody. I ain't team Karen. I ain't team Fatima. I don't know nothing about them. Like,
and lucky you. Lucky
yes,
you.
You are
Where
very
you
lucky
out?
in that.
Like, stop trying to pull me in. Like, I don't know. Like, I just know that I like to talk about this particular show right here. But so who knows what might happen though, y'all. But I want to say thank you guys so much for coming out. I really appreciate you guys for taking the time to come and celebrate my birthday with me. At this point, my birthday is now over in Texas. It's already over in because I think all of y'all are East Coast. But thank you guys again. I really appreciate all of you. Erica, thank you so much for coming out to the show today. Everybody else has already been on the show before, so I appreciate you taking your time out of your day to come and hang out with us and talk. And yeah, guys, so we're about to get up out of here, and we're gonna catch y'all on the next one.
Happy birthday!
All Black Takeover.
Hope everybody enjoyed it.
Yes, enjoyed it.
We'll announce it soon. Yes, once we get out together. But
what you say, Tika?
She said she was talking about our all black takeover, which is something that we're actually working on, that we're going to be doing. I think we're going to be doing it August 4th. So once we get it all together, we'll talk about it a little bit more then. But you know, it's gonna be fun. Just more content, y'all.
Yeah.
That's what it all boils down to. But all right, y'all. I know y'all gotta go to bed, so we're about to get up out of here, and I'll talk to y'all later.
All right.
Good night, everybody.